Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Long Rest Podcast, the podcast where we talk about video games and the video game industry. Joining me today are once again my co-hosts Izzy, Joseph, and Dickie Sean. Today, we have a bunch of topics. Joe said I think you had a bunch of topics that you wanted to present, but before we get into that, let's have a little bit of a recap of what happened last podcast. Izzy, this was your idea. Do you have a recap ready?
No, like when I said I didn't mean recap.
It was what we've been doing.
What we've been doing. Not like so. Let's talk about last week. I mean, like our last week. So, like, what have you been watching this week, Connor? Watching anything? Playing anything?
Daredevil. I watched all of.
Very nice.
I watched Daredevil from season 1 to season 3. All the way through.
I think I've seen season 1 and 2, and then like season 3 wasn't out yet when I'd watched those two, and I meant to go back to it, and I never did, and I really regret it. So I think I would benefit from a rewatch and doing it all.
Honestly,
too bad it got cancelled.
Yeah, honestly, the only reason I even started watching it in the first place was, well, I mean, season 3 left in a pretty good place.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. The only reason I even started watching it in the first place was because I wanted to see more of Frank Castle, more of John Bernthal as Frank Castle in season 2.
Yeah, I like the Punisher.
Yeah. What I didn't like is that because I didn't watch Marvel's Defenders, and I didn't want to watch Luke Cage, and I didn't want to watch Iron Fist.
They're not very good.
Yeah. And like Daredevil season 3 takes place after the events of Defenders, so and it only shows you like a brief 15-second clip from like the final episode of Defenders, and then it just goes straight into season 3. So I'm just sat there like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, no, that's a bit Joe, you been watching anything good and playing anything good?
Little Nightmares 2 I've been playing.
Hell yeah. How's that been?
It's alright, but I'm really shit at the game. I think I probably died about 80 times as a conservative guess. So I'm like, oh, the game's shit, but it's probably just me.
Where's it the hardest? Did you have trouble in the school?
The hardest part for me was the... Is it giving spoilers? It's the hospital area.
Alright. What, with the flashlight? That bit?
It's not the flashlight, that's a spoiler.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to aim it. Yeah, that was really hard. I thought that was like
and the
pretty
bit after that
interesting.
where there's like there's like a chase scene.
I don't think that was too hard.
Where you've got a pipe.
What would you?
I died a lot of times on that one.
What would you give the game as a numerical rating so far?
6.
6? Okay,
that's
alright.
Yeah, that's like average.
No, 5's average, isn't it?
Well,
I guess.
That's it. Yeah, I mean,
I'd give it like a 7.
It's okay. I think if I hadn't died so much, I'd probably really like it. So I think the issue is me, not the game. But I ran into a few glitches as well, actually.
Have you?
Like puzzles that wouldn't solve. So I was like, what am I doing wrong? But then, like when I restarted the game, it was because certain things weren't triggering.
Right.
Okay, that's a bit annoying. Hopefully they'll.
So that was a bit annoying.
Did you play it on the PS4, PS5?
PS5, but actually my sister pointed out that probably that's the reason why I've had some issues.
Yeah, I didn't have any issues that I can remember.
You'd have played it on PC though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still not had any issues with stick drifting yet, Joe.
Not that I've noticed, no.
Right.
But I will bring it up.
I'd be really concerned if you had it like this early on. How many people have been like reporting that?
No, because loads of people have though. Loads of people already have. So I mean, that's like
crazy.
What? The earliest you could have got the console was like November.
Yeah.
So at max, that's like 5 months for that's a £60. Is it £60 controller?
Yeah.
Yeah, about.
So, yeah. It's ridiculous.
It's a nice controller though. It's really nice.
It is nice. No, I tested one at work and it was very pleasant. I think it's a bit more
better than the PS4, Connor. I'm excited for you to try it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I still really love my PS4 controller.
That's what I'll get you for Christmas this year.
Sean, what have you been watching?
Yeah, Sean.
Yakuza 0 and Gears of War 1 and 2.
Awesome.
Enjoying
that?
Dom. Yeah, Yakuza 0 is a very big game. I've been enjoying running a cabaret of girls. It's pretty nice.
Of course.
Oh,
It's
The
good.
fishing mini game. It's very nice.
you know,
I
speaking,
mean, fishing minigame just ticks all the boxes.
Have you
It's
unlocked the
fine.
real estate game yet?
Yeah, I've been doing the real estate and the cabaret, and it's great.
speaking
That's
of
addictive.
speaking of Yakuza, have you guys seen The Outsider before? It's
No.
Mm.
it's a film. It's on Netflix. It's got Jared Leto in. I'd recommend watching it. It's like it's like a 6 out of 10 on like IMDb and like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. But I thought it was like an 8. I thought it was pretty good. It's
With Jared Leto in it.
yeah. Sorry, not Jared Leto. Not Jared Leto. What the fuck am I talking about?
Jared Leto is a good actor sometimes.
No, yeah, no, it is Jared Leto.
Sure.
Like he right
He
up
was
sat
good
there
in Blade
thinking
Runner.
like, oh, 30 seconds to Massing. That's not Jared Leto. Yes, it is.
Yeah. No.
He was in Dallas Buyers Club, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's in Suicide. Obviously, he's in Suicide Squad.
Obvious. Yeah. God.
Whatchamacallit, Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
I mean, what? That film
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
exist. I've never
Nah.
seen the film.
I remember watching a movie where like they were having fun in that, and then it just ended.
Oh yeah, and Requiem for a Dream. Like they get over the drug addiction. Then they have like a really successful life and nothing bad happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I've seen that.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That reminds me
It's
of another film actually. Yeah, The Road.
Oh, The Road. Yeah, the apocalypse one, but they find a bunker right at the end, and
It's weird, right?
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's an adaptation of the book, which ends really grim, but the movie's lovely. Like it just ends so nicely with them in the bunker, and they've
Yeah.
got loads of food, loads of water, to live a happy little life. I mean,
Yeah.
it's weird that they end it like.
You know what, Joe? There's actually a deleted scene where they find a train, they go to a different country, and everything's actually all right. It was only America that got hit.
Oh,
Yeah. But
oh, that's great.
all right, game of the week. Let's do game of the week pretty early on. Joe, I mean, Joe, I suppose yours is Little Nightmares too, isn't it? Would you say?
By default, yes.
All right, well, Sean, out of Yakuza and Gears of War.
Yakuza 0.
Izzy, what's your game of the week?
Well,
That's
I've not
good.
been playing anything, but I did watch The Act. I don't know if you're aware of the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case from 2015, but a little rundown. Basically, like there's this mother with like severe Munchausen's by proxy, and like she medically abuses her daughter. It's like whole crazy thing. That is like my top media of the week because I've wanted to watch it for a very long time, and I finally got around to it. It's like 8 hours long. Like 8-hour-long episodes. It was banging. Hell yeah.
I don't know why, but for some reason I just thought you were gonna say, oh, she has severe monkeys or something.
You got monkeys on the brain. Is that a segue?
I do have monkeys on the brain. It's not a segue. Yeah, I just want to talk about
Okay.
my game of the week.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I've been playing through Red Dead 2 again recently.
Hell yeah.
I'm in Rhodes at the minute.
I think Red Dead 2 might be the best game ever made.
I think it. Yeah, I agree. I think it is the best
I'm
game.
so excited to play it when I
Yeah.
finally get a hand-me-down PS4.
Izzy, you will not be disappointed.
It's not my.
I've seen so much of it. I can't wait to do it myself.
It's not my favorite game ever made, but it is the best game ever made. I feel like there's
Yeah,
definitely, like,
that's what I mean.
Oh yeah,
there's a
yeah,
difference.
that's valid. Definitely.
like just objectively speaking, I think it's like I don't think but I wrote. Did I tell you guys I applied for IGN?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
I applied for
Yes.
IGN, and let me tell you what I brought down. I'm pretty sure it was like it ended up being like 6,000 words or something. My application, because they wanted to know.
Jesus.
They wanted to know every single.
That's longer than my dissertation.
They said, oh, like, do you want to do reviews? And I was like, yeah, I'll do reviews. Do you want to do previews? And I was like, oh yeah, I'll do previews. Do you want
I'll
to
do
like,
anything, mate. I'll scrub the toilets for IGN.
Yeah.
They basically they said, oh, please write down all of the. They were like, oh, tick all of the genres that you're an expert in. So I was like, yeah, I'm an expert in multiplayer shooters. I'm an expert in RPGs. I'm an expert in like survival horror games and adventure games. And then they wanted me to list down every single game of those individual genres that I'd played in the last 2 years.
Oh my god. 2 years is a long time.
Yeah, it is. And like I had like a decent time doing it all, obviously, because I've got like my Steam library and stuff, and I only really play games on Steam. So it wasn't really that bad. But just writing about all of it was just a nightmare, because like they were like, oh, write about the best game from this list, write about the worst game for this list, and I do that like a bunch of times. Then I write down like a bunch of like example articles and stuff. And
Oh my gosh.
like I wrote in my application that because obviously I put Red Dead down as like one of the games that I've played in the last 2 years, and I think it was like the best third-person action game. And I put down, I said Red Dead was the best game I've ever played because it's just like there hasn't been like a game that's impressed me that much since like Carmack made id Tech 2, which is like the Quake engine. Like
Red Dead is
ridiculous.
very beautiful, and the story is awesome. Everything is awesome. Like I've not even played it, but from what I've seen, it is just sick.
Just
so
the
good.
depth as well.
And
The
there's just
interaction.
so much.
It's just
Like you could play that game start to finish and miss like tons of content if you just
It's true.
didn't like go seeking it.
for every like you know combat, like for every story beat you'll have just like an hour of like hunting or talking to people at camp or doing side missions which are like inconsequential or just role playing. Like it's just a really easy game to role play in, I feel.
Oh, it's just very pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be a cowboy. Like that's all I want in life.
Yeah.
I want to be a cowboy, baby.
Exactly.
Right, Joe, I'll let you.
You're a cowboy, aren't you?
Joe, I'll let you bring up the next topic.
Are we educating Connor?
Okay, so I'm saving that for later. So
okay.
I have a couple of topics. The first one I wanted to bring up actually is that Doom Eternal made $450 million in profit without any microtransactions.
That's awesome.
So I was just saying that's a good sign for the industry when so many heads are saying single player games are dead. You know, it's good that Doom is doing well, basically. I just wanted to bring that up and say that I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, no, that's like a really nice like thing to be able to say. Like you don't need microtransactions or anything to like make good money off something that people clearly enjoy as well.
The thing I was thinking about this though is that like some head at Bethesda will clean, or who is it? ZeniMax, sorry. ZeniMax obviously owns Bethesda. They'll be looking at that and thinking, yeah, it made 450 million, but how much more could it have made with microtransactions?
Yeah, no, there is always like that flip side, isn't there?
I think with as long as Carmack's at the head of it, he'll steer them on the right course because Carmack's from the OG days of gaming.
Are they still involved with the new Doom games or not? Because I'm not actually aware with this.
Yeah, they make the new Doom games.
Yeah.
Oh, do they still make them?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a new team now. That's really cool though. I'm happy about that.
It's software.
Well, you know, it's funny that you said that, Joe. This is a decent segue into one of my topics, actually. Speaking of, so you said that Bethesda were owned by ZeniMax. That's no longer true.
Really?
Because Microsoft now fully own Bethesda. It got approved by the SEC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
So the 7.5 billion acquisition is going through. Microsoft do now own Bethesda Softworks. They're now a first party developer for Microsoft. So apparently there was like a game I think Deathloop is made by Bethesda. No,
it's Arcane Studios.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that right?
But I think Bethesda.
But they are like a subsidiary of Bethesda, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's really strange how the whole relationship works. I'm not entirely too clued up on it, but basically, like one of their games that's coming out this year is going to go to the PS4. But there's like they haven't said a single word about whether or not Elder Scrolls or Starfield's coming. I reckon Elder Scrolls will maybe come to PS5, but
because they can't make Elder Scrolls like
an
exclusive. Like surely
they can,
not.
Though. They can.
I know they
I don't
can.
think they will,
but
they
like,
can. But
yeah.
Starfield, however, I feel like Starfield, it's a new IP. Microsoft are going to eat that up. Starfield is going to be an Xbox first party exclusive.
That's fine. But I feel like because Elder Scrolls has been like both for so long, I just feel like
I feel like they'd lose too much money, like way more money than anybody else could afford to give them.
You know what I've just thought? Imagine if like the guy like paid like that 17 grand to get his face put in Starfield only on the PS4. Could you imagine?
Oh, he'd be gutted. Do you reckon they'd buy him an Xbox?
Oh, actually, no. You do win an Xbox. You do win an Xbox with the competition.
Exactly.
So,
there we
yeah,
go. It's
never
fine.
mind.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good. But, you know, I feel like people would be furious if Elder Scrolls 6 wasn't on both.
I mean,
right?
Yeah. I mean,
Like there would be uproar.
There's too much money to be made there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I don't think it's the kind of thing that you could consider a console seller purely because people have their loyalty already. They wouldn't be like, guess I gotta go buy an Xbox. They'd be like, I'm fucking pissed.
Mhm.
Like it, because it's that kind of like that sort of franchise. I guess it wouldn't be a console seller. People would just be angry.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, but the possibility that I could is definitely
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
a bit scary.
And I feel like
I don't like that.
like the Elder Scrolls 6 is still like really far away, so I guess it just remains to be seen about whether or not Microsoft like can, because they lost the last generation hands down, and
yeah.
but they're coming out swinging this. They're coming out swinging this gen. Like I think it's an even fight so far. They're very much standing toe to toe with one another. Maybe not so much in sales, but definitely in just terms of like where fans stand with each company.
Yeah, but also it's been a lot easier to get a Series X than it has been a PS5.
Yeah.
So some people who were on the fence ended up just getting a Series X because it was easier than getting a PS5 and waiting longer. So that's definitely something to note as well.
Plus, Microsoft have already announced like all of like a big slew of first party exclusives, whereas Sony's not really got anything right now other than Demon Souls. Like even in upcoming releases, like what have they got? Oddworld and Kung Fu Game that we talked about last week, and Bloodborne.
There's nothing as yet. Yeah.
Whereas Microsoft have got but they will be getting Starfield, Halo. There's like 6.
Sony's got God of War.
True, God of War Ragnarok's coming out, sure. But we haven't even heard about anything about that though. Like again.
Yeah, like
it's
confirmed coming out this year as well.
At the State of Play thing, but they just didn't.
Yeah.
E3's still going forward this year, isn't it?
Is it?
No, the live event's been cancelled.
It'll be.
Yeah, I think I heard something about that.
Yeah. No, yeah, I forgot to talk about it last week, but yeah, the live event's been cancelled.
Everything's being cancelled. Thank you, Corona.
Speaking of being cancelled, that leads into one of my topics I was going to talk about.
I love the segues so much.
I'm just turning into Connor at this point. But yeah, have you guys heard about one of the that new Harry Potter, well the Hogwarts RPG game that's coming out in like next year?
Yeah.
Have you heard about the developer who has resigned from the company after some people went through his old YouTube videos and found out some things that he said?
Yeah.
I haven't actually. Please.
Okay,
Please tell
so
me more.
the developer is called Troy Leavitt, I think his name is pronounced, and he works for Avalanche Studios, Avalanche Software, which is the team working on Hogwarts Legacy. And he posted on Twitter, I think, yesterday on the 5th, actually saying that he'd parted ways with the developers, that it was amicable. He had nothing but good things to say about the game, the dev, and Warner Brothers games, which are obviously like overseeing it all, because they I think they own the rights to Harry Potter. Is that right, or something like that?
They must do if they're making a game through. Yeah.
They did all the movies.
Yeah, but yeah, he's basically someone just like trawled through his YouTube channel, from what I can gather, and I haven't actually watched any of his videos, but apparently some of the things he talked about was some criticisms of Anita Sarkeesian and how she went about the whole Gamergate scandal.
Yeah, he was a general supporter of Gamergate. Obviously not the whole not the whole like death threats part, but a general supporter of the idea that like the left have like the way that the left categorized gamers during the whole Gamergate thing, whereas like the gamer identity was being called into question. If you were a gamer, then you were basically like some like mad little incel. Like yes, people somehow saw gamers getting mad at that as them being like angry right wing, you know, like.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that's happened to this this Troy Levitt. I mean, from what I can get from the articles that I've read, I think he was mainly covering it, and maybe he had his own set of beliefs, but I don't think they were too extreme. But basically, this has come to light that he was like supposedly a bit of a far right character, and now he's resigned from the studio working on Hogwarts Legacy.
It sounds like he might have been asked to quit.
I watched some of his videos prior to the podcast because I wanted to know a little bit more.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because I wanted to get a feel for the guy, because if he was like, if he was just like gonna go on YouTube, if he like did a YouTube video where he just started running his mouth calling like Anita Sarkeesian every word under the sun, then like, yeah, I can kind of see where people are coming from. But like, I watched the videos and all he does is give his perspective as a game developer on the whole Gamergate movement, and talk about like that's all it was. He was just talking about it from the perspective of a games developer, someone who's like deeply rooted within the industry, but
cares about the industry.
Yeah, like once again we have another member of the industry being bullied out of their livelihood by somebody with far too much fucking time on their hands. It's disgusting.
Yeah, like the whole concept of just like canceling people for shit they did ages ago as well is just so ridiculous, because like people can change their opinions and things, or maybe their opinions weren't even that bad and people just took it way out of proportion. Like, people aren't given chances for things anymore. Like, I don't know too much about this situation, but just in general, like, cancel culture is so toxic because it's just like, right, cool, you're done.
It was in 2014.
Like, that's so long ago now, and people don't even give people a chance to kind of be like, hey, hang on, like...
He could have changed his mind as well,
then,
anyway,
this is now.
on some of the things he said.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, that's a lot of time to sort of... like think about things and change. You can't just assume that it's the same now.
I think one of the videos that I watched of his, I think it was like one of the first videos on his channel. Like he gave like a 4-minute like preface to the entire video, basically saying like he's a really pleasant guy as well too. Like he's like he wasn't like being angry throughout the entirety of the video. He wasn't espousing anything that I would consider as like a toxic opinion. And during like the introduction to the video, he basically said in the first few minutes, like, I've left all the comments open. I do try and read all the comments. If I'm getting something wrong, please feel free to correct me, and I'll make amendments. Like he seemed like he wanted to have a genuine conversation. It wasn't like the way that Twitter has basically painted this guy is that he's some like shit flinging right wing,
alt-right.
Yeah, like proponent of the alt-right, and it's like, I think it's disgusting, and it's like, it kind of makes me worried to enter the industry, because if like, I mean, I'm not big on YouTube.
You said some dodgy crap online, haven't you, Connor?
But no, this makes me think back to I think some of the Gina Carano stuff that we ended up not getting in here. No, it's not really about that, but how we sort of said that Twitter and social media in general is very much the home of the strong left wing, and Twitter especially, yeah. And I say that as like a left-leaning person.
Yeah.
Like
I think we all are here. We all are here, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not calling you all filthy right-wing scum.
Trust me,
like,
we're not.
Yeah, no, Twitter is just very much like home for the comfortable left, and like anything that, from like even slightly just a shred that kind of like goes against that, they just want
it's like Ben Shapiro says, there's a difference between like a liberal and then being a lefty. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd say I'm like a left-leaning centrist.
Yeah.
Because I
think I'm pretty much the same with you on that. Yeah.
Occupy.
Yeah, because I feel like the left have lost me. the left have totally lost me in terms of like political identity. Like I feel
Well,
like
it's shit because the
Yeah.
left aren't like even representing the ideologies of the left should be, because they've taken it like way too extreme,
no,
which is
Yeah.
kind of it's like a step too far.
Just
like how
avoid
nobody
extremes
wants
on
to call
both
them-
sides.
Yeah, it's how like
Have
nobody
you-
wants to call themselves a feminist anymore because they immediately think of the feminists rather
Yeah.
than just like actual feminism.
you know, it's
So
so
that kind of
it's
concept.
so strange because people on the right are so like demonized by people on the left, but the people on the
Mhm.
right seem to like be the only people who are willing to have conversations these days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the left are just,
that's
I
the
don't
thing
want to
I
hear
don't
it.
like
This is
about
my
the alt
point.
left.
Yeah.
Mm.
They seem to be the ones most against freedom of speech, and I think that's really dangerous.
Yeah, because it's freedom of speech is like you could make the most left-wing case for freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe a conservative case too. To be fair, you can make any political case for freedom of speech. It's just a good thing to have. But like,
Yeah, definitely. And like, unless it's actively out to offend and upset and be derogatory towards somebody, you should be able to kind of just say what you want to say.
yeah,
Well, this brings me back to Troy Levitt. If he wasn't trying to offend and he wasn't trying to give like a really controversial response, why the hell should he have to quit development on a game that he's probably worked on for years and clearly cares about?
yeah.
Mm.
Deplatforming, bro. That's all this is.
Yeah,
This is
because someone
It's just-
somewhere
it's a
was
shame.
just like, I want him gone, and we can make it happen. and
fair-
everyone will be fine.
The response he gave, I feel like he left because he does care about the game and the studio, and he thought, forget it, I don't want to cause them the problem.
yeah. Well, I mean, like he worked on the game and he has like loads of positive things to say about it. And like one of the things that you can do in the new Hogwarts game is
You can
make
be
your
trans.
yeah, you can make your character trans. So like he's obviously not some
Mhm.
like some fucking
Yeah,
bat
exactly.
out of hell like Heil Hitler kind of guy. Like he just had some issues with the way that like left wing journalists handled Gamergate.
I didn't realize that you could make your character trans, and I don't know how
Yeah,
I
that's right.
feel about that. In that, would that not cause more dysphoria? Surely, if you were a trans person wanting to play in a game, you would just choose the gender that you represent as, rather than like, I'm a trans person.
No, I think what it is it'll probably be a bit like Cyberpunk. Like you can be any gender, right? But you can have any genitalia that you want. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. I
don't-
think it might be like that.
I don't
And
necessarily.
pronouns, maybe.
Yeah,
So
I don't necessarily think that they're gonna put like genitalia customization in a game about Harry Potter.
It'll probably
no,
just be like hair
I know,
options and
but-
face options and like
Yeah.
body options.
But
Yeah.
I mean, games have
Instead
been
of being
doing
male or female,
Like,
it'll just be like
it's not
body 1 or
mutually
body 2.
exclusive.
games have been doing that for a long time now, though, haven't they?
Code
Yeah.
Vein
Yeah.
does that.
Yeah,
And in Animal Crossing, they don't actually even call it gender; it's just your style, which
Yeah.
is quite nice.
well, he's a.
Yeah, so it's fine.
This will be a decent segue then, because we've just talked a little bit about developers and trans stuff. This isn't. I don't really have like a witty segue into this, but let's talk about virtue signaling. Because Rainbow Six Siege has a new operator in the new operation called Flores, who director Jean-Baptiste is proud to announce to everybody is openly gay. I quote, "Every night he calls home to talk to his husband, but he's very private about their relationship. He cares about people in general, but his marriage is on another level. Even when he takes off his ring, it never leaves his person." He also said, "It's something that's very, very dear to our hearts to make everyone feel welcome and make everyone feel like they can identify with different people in our cast." This is something that I'm fine with fundamentally, but it's an esports title.
Mm.
The only thing that I and the majority of people who play the game care about is what Flores will bring in the middle of a round.
Yeah, like you kind of just care about his abilities rather than his husband.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, like millions of people play the game that don't play professionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fine, but at the same time, like give the characters backstory, sure, but like it's not that it's like this wouldn't be like I would not have a problem with this if they just like put it in the character's backstory and just included it with the game, but they're being very loud and proud about it. It's like, look, we included a gay character. We're inclusive, guys. right. I mean, Ubisoft have always kind of been a bit like that. They've always been very proud of the way that they, represent the LGBT community. They always put like the disclaimer in front of every Assassin's Creed game. This game is made by a team of people with multicultural ideals and beliefs. So like, this isn't far left of what Ubisoft would do, but at the same time, like I feel like
it is pretty pandering, but like
it's very difficult.
It's not in your face about it though. Like you're not forced to play as this character. So if it's there if you want it. So I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing.
I feel like they're just being sort of like loud about it because. Like then
you get points, you get internet points nowadays for stuff like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's really difficult because like obviously it's a good thing and you should be like talking about it, but then also I feel like if you just have it as like represented as the rest of the characters are, just sort of like, hey, we've got these characters, and then like this one's gay and we don't talk about it, then that's kind of like, I don't know. I had a point there. It's gone. It's good and bad, I think, this whole, like, making a deal out of it.
Like, I have no problem with the character being gay. Just like to put that out there. Couldn't give fine fuck. I really could not care. But what I care about is the fact that developers just seem to, like, try and get internet points by, like, pointing this stuff out. It's like, obviously, like, any of the characters can have any different set of like characteristics and mannerisms and stuff that you could like shout out about that some people will identify with. It's like, or maybe like Hibana's like autistic or something, you know what I mean? It's like,
is that right? Is that true?
Resonate with that.
No, it's not, but like that's why I said maybe.
Are you comparing autism to being gay, Connor?
Oh
my god, I'm gonna have to delete this podcast for like a 5 and 10 years.
Actually, just while we speak about like this virtue signaling, and this links to the last topic about Hogwarts. Actually, have you seen how mental J.K. Rowling's gotten recently? Like, someone tweeted at her before saying like, someone tweeted saying like, oh, I'm Jewish and I love Harry Potter. I was just wondering if there's ever been any Jewish characters who have attended Hogwarts. And she was like, yeah. Of course, there's been loads. She just pulled this character's name out of her ass, who I don't even think appeared in the books. Like, Barry Hemmelstead, who was in Hufflepuff. Yeah, he was proudly Jewish and everyone loved him. Like, have you ever seen that online?
No, that's so dumb though. That was a voice crack and a half. I'm finally hitting puberty.
She's gone crazy. She's honestly gone mental.
Did you see where like there was like the Harry Potter play that was coming out and Hermione was going to be played by
Cast Child.
Oh yeah,
she was like, oh, there's never been a single point in the book where I've ever expressed Hermione's skin tone, and then people point out several places
there were so many
where she points out Hermione's skin
like
tone.
My whole thing about like race in general being portrayed in like plays and TV and stuff is you shouldn't change existing characters like color necessarily, but just write new, better, inclusive shit. Like just write new stuff, because we don't need to rehash old outdated. I just whacked my lamp because I was getting so enthusiastic. But yeah, like we don't need to rehash old stuff. Just write new cool things with people of color and representation. Like that's all people want. They don't want Harry Potter, but now Hermione's black. That's not gonna make people feel better. Yeah. And I don't see why that's a thing, because then like obviously there's going to be white people who are mad about her being black now because racists exist, unfortunately. And like it's just make new things. There's so many talented writers out there who could make some awesome content.
I feel like
you just don't need to change it.
Things like series reboots, I think they're fine. Like if you want to reboot James Bond and have Idris Elba, like the whole like Idris Elba as James Bond has been like one of the bigger. It's like been one of the big talking points when it comes to this.
Samuel L. Jackson became Nick Fury, and nobody mentioned that at all. He was white before, and he just chose to be the role, and then that was it. Like he just is Nick Fury now.
And like we spoke last week about, Michael B. Jordan supposedly being Superman. I mean, personally, like Superman's never been black in the comics. I feel like there's there's a thing where there's years and years of Superman not being black, black ever. So it's sort of like. That does seem a bit like pandery to me, but at the same time, like, you know, there are, I don't know. Don't even know where
James
I'm going with
Bond
it.
is fine. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I subscribe to the theory that the name James Bond is like a code name shared by agents that operate under the 007 name. So that explains why it's different actors, like different people, because in the movies, like it is actually different people taking on the role of James Bond. So it technically, I don't think it matters who plays James Bond.
On a similar-ish note, this isn't really a segue, but are you guys aware of Sia, the musician, or Sia? I think it's Sia, like the film that she's directed recently
called
called
Music.
Yeah, about like the autistic girl, and she actively like basically said the autistic people suck and she wouldn't want them acting in her film, and she'd much prefer this girl that she's known all her life to act. And good God, if you have seen any clips from it, it is embarrassing because, like, she was. Maddie Ziegler is the girl playing the protagonist in the thing. She was on Dance Moms, whatever, not really relevant. But she's just like acting out really exaggerated, like autistic tics, or like just like neurodivergent tics, I guess. And it's just like a caricature of autism, and it's really quite disgusting because lots of autistic or like people with Asperger's and stuff, like they applied to act in this film, and Sia turned them down and just said like they'd be too difficult to work with. And then like she's come out with this pile of trash that's like really not at all sort of, it's
trying too hard, is it?
Well, yeah, like there's loads of flashing lights and stuff that would cause like entire sensory overloads. It's just like I don't know who you're catering to, because it's supposed to be about like representation for autistic people, but you're not catering to them.
People in them
so,
in the movie.
Yeah, like you didn't get an autistic actor, even though there's tons out there who are willing to act for you, and the show, like the film, even isn't appropriate for autistic audiences. So, like, what the fuck is the point, Sia?
Yeah,
like, what are you doing here?
This topic like hits really close to home to me because you guys all know that I have two brothers, both of them are on the spectrum. So like I get like really defensive about you know people with like neurological disorders, and that like that really pisses me off.
Yeah, if you can bring yourself to look at some clips that have gone around the internet of it, it'll probably make your blood boil. Because like,
I didn't even know about this.
I
didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah, because like, just imagine how people would take the piss out of autistic kids in the playground and put that on the screen.
Yeah,
that's like kind of what she's showing, and it's awful.
I was in a bus stop in Middlesbrough before, and I was like 18 at the time, and some like 16 like there was an autistic kid, and he was like with his granddad, and he was like having a meltdown, and these like group of like 15, 16-year-old kids were just like all pointing and laughing at him, and I just wanted to go over and I wanted to fucking put every one of them in the floor.
Yeah.
Kids are awful.
Kids are awful. But no, it kind of just links to the virtue signaling. Go on, you go.
I was just going to say the movie has got 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. So.
Fucking good.
So good.
I'm so glad. But it's nice because it seems like Twitter have like essentially boycotted it. Like that's one good thing about like the strong left presence on Twitter. Like they hold a lot of power, and they've just said we're not watching this.
Yeah, too much power. Some might say.
Oh yeah, definitely. But in some cases, like their power to cancel can be used for good. In this case.
Tyranny used in good causes is still tyranny.
Yeah, like I'll agree with that. Totally.
Twitter's not really that tyrannical, but when you have the power over, when you literally have power over life and death like that, taking away people's jobs and livelihood, then yeah.
Although I feel like in this particular situation, Sia does not deserve a platform. So.
I mean, she said some pretty stupid shit. I mean, I'm personally very, like I just said, I'm personally very angry about it, but at the same time. I don't really feel like stupid.
Well, she hasn't been blocked off Twitter. She's still on Twitter.
Yeah, like I don't mean like she doesn't deserve a Twitter platform. I just mean like her film doesn't deserve good recognition
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, like she could have done the whole process like way differently.
As long as it doesn't go any further than that, I'm fine with it.
I mean, like, just because people have said not to watch a movie doesn't take away anybody's autonomy to watch a movie.
Yeah, 100%. But no, I think that just linked to the virtue signaling in that like she's pretending to cater to autistic audiences, but absolutely not at all. She's just like, hey, I'm making a film about somebody who's autistic. Let's like spread the word about autism, but let's just do it in such an awful fucking way. And that's that.
I don't have a segue to this next topic, but I'm just gonna say it anyways.
Launch into it, mate.
Aliens Fire Team. Have you guys seen it?
No.
We're finally getting a new entry into the
Heard about him.
We're finally getting a new entry into the Aliens franchise. From what I've seen, I've only seen screenshots, but from what I've seen, it looks to be a little bit like an Aliens Gears of War, which I think could be really cool.
Colonial Marines 2.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like Colonial Marines, but done well, because I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with the concept of Colonial Marines.
No.
Like action-packed.
Just a wave shooter.
Yeah. I think
Really easy to do. What do you call it? Death Hulk did it.
Cold Iron Studios. Have you guys ever heard of them?
No.
No, but I hadn't either because I've never
No.
done a single game before. But they're apparently the guys that are doing it and self-publishing it.
This is gonna be good.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean,
okay.
it's a the first game that a company puts out is a very make or break moment, and I feel like them taking on the Aliens license will either like launch them into success, or it'll just like, or they'll be put into the ground before they even get a chance to greenlight the second game.
God. What's going on with that IP?
Situation.
It's like there's just a few IPs where they just make shit games. Like it's just Warhammer 40k, Alien. It's like it just that IP just gets passed around like the only dish I get in all boys school.
All right. Other than Colonial Marines, name me one bad Aliens vs Aliens game.
There was what do you call it? No, I need to look it up because I will say the wrong one because they're all called very similar things.
We're not counting Predators here. We're counting Aliens versus Predator, but we're not counting the Predator games because they are terrible.
The new Alien vs Predator isn't amazing. The old one is.
The
old
new
one's very
one?
good. Yeah.
Do you mean 2007 one?
The 2010 one's the new one. Yeah.
I thought that was good. I played it.
I quite like that actually.
Yeah, the campaigns, the multiplayer's not great, but the campaigns are pretty good.
I like the multiplayer.
Well, I honestly thought it was pretty boring in comparison to the one that came out in like the early 2000s.
I mean, that's fine, but like, would you say that was necessarily a bad? No, it's got 9 out of 10 on Steam, 70%
That's
on
it?
Metacritic.
Really?
Yeah.
Sean's opinion matters overall.
Well, I mean, like,
You are the final say.
no, I never. Oh yeah, no. I mean, like, it's got like 60s and stuff on like Metacritic. It got like the PC edition got a 70 or 68.
That's
I should
not
say.
bad though.
IGN gave it a 7.3. PS3
I just
got
think
an
it's
8.5.
forgettable. It's like, oh, that was alright. You don't talk about it ever again.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
but bad though, like.
I feel like forgettable's almost worse than bad because bad you remember it at least.
I
Right to
guess.
hell retribution.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like you were talking about just like terrible games, and I agree with you on the Warhammer front because Warhammer has been milked. Like
It's just the IP. It's because they don't want to put money into actual companies making games for Warhammer because they just don't care because they make enough money off the miniatures. So anybody that wants the IP, as long as they pay them enough money, they'll give them it.
Yeah, it's really ironic because Creative Assembly have had access to both of those IPs and they've done a fantastic job.
Yeah, like if a big company asks, they'll give them it. If a tiny company asks, they'll give them it.
Yeah.
It's just they have no
Doesn't matter who you
They have no
are.
standard for the games that are made, just as long as they get the
I
royalties.
have a mate of mine
God.
who works at Creative Assembly. Yeah, he worked on Total War 3.
Cool.
And Warhammer.
Just so you know how terrible some of the Warhammer games are that have come out on Steam. There's an automatic chess Warhammer game.
Yeah. There's a bunch of like tower defense ones as well.
Yeah.
It's like Dungeon Keeper, like EA's Dungeon Keeper, but Warhammer, and people continue to like buy it.
Oh, and there's so many like shitty apps and stuff as well. Like I've read a couple of like amazing books in the Black Library, and some of them, like some of the more famous ones, have games, but a lot of them are apps, and the PC versions are PC ports of the apps.
Mhm.
How terrible is that?
It's
A PC
awful.
port of an app that you
Of
can
an
play on your
app.
phone.
That's
You,
so
you play it like
stupid.
like one of those games where you play it like that, where you have like
Oh,
two little invisible
Yeah,
like
Mhm.
things, and there's like an
your little
emulated Game Boy screen or something.
God.
God, we need one of those. Do you remember those phones where you'd open them up and it'd like come up and you'd have like a keyboard down here? Your BlackBerry.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just typed in Warhammer on Steam, and you have to scroll like a fair fucking far like amount down before you get to like games which aren't Warhammer.
Yeah.
It's a lot of DLC as well, but you got like
Oh, there's tons of DLC in Warhammer Total War.
yeah.
Mm.
My dad played a really horrible oh no, but I mean it wasn't horrible. He played it in like early access, but he played Inquisitor. That was it. He played 40k Inquisitor, and
Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, he said that was like okay. It was like all right, but like nothing special.
hmm
And then you got games like Chaos Bane. God,
There's a really good space combat one. I can't remember what it's called though. It's called like Fleet Command or something.
oh no, it's not Chaos Bane. I'm thinking about Fleet Command. I don't think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's just like a space fighting game. You can imagine
Yeah.
like RTS.
Well, I brought this up before, but like I wish that Lord of the Rings got the same amount of attention as like Warhammer.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is a pretty like it's just like fantasy, but fantasy that everybody knows.
A total
Yeah,
war
nice.
Lord of the Rings game. Imagine.
Well, that's just why I'm a fantasy, isn't it?
I
I
think
know,
my
but, like, yeah,
parents
but-
are watching The Hobbit downstairs right now.
Warhammer Fantasy is very different from Tolkien, though. Tolkien sets up all of the conventions of fantasy that we know them. That's why
Yeah,
it's so famous.
I guess in a sense it's like generic though as well, since it sets everything up.
Well, I mean, it's no.
It's not that generic. It is pretty in depth.
like you said generic. It's like yes, they are
But it's the
generic. Like,
blueprint.
but like yeah, like that is the you can't call it generic because it's all it's
Like
the
everything
OG.
else
Yeah.
is generic because it copies it. Well, not copies,
Yeah.
but takes all the conventions.
D&D,
Yeah, I know. I'm
D&D,
just saying.
I fucking love Dungeons and Dragons. Sean does as well. We both have D20 started on our rounds, but
Fucking
fuck me, the
nerd.
World of Faerun is boring as shit. I love the Drow because it's like the only like original like race of it's the only race that has like an original idea around them. It's like
Well, I mean, like the only reason that like you like them so much as well is because of external media from the books.
yeah, I mean
Like
that's-
you really have to dig deep to like find something interesting.
I've read like 20 something R.A. Salvatore books, and like only 2 of them, like no, like 3 of them take place in the Underdark. The rest of them take place in the surface world, and every single time there's like a reference to the Underdark. Like that's where my ears prick up because I'm like, can we go back there, please? There was so much more like culture and lore there to be had instead of just like, ooh, I'm an elf. Ooh, I'm a fairy elf, and I'm a dwarf. Hee hee. I drink and I mine all day. Hee hee. And I'm very hard. Hee hee. Battle hardy dwarves. Hee hee.
I am very hard.
Yeah, I forgot you don't use hard as a colloquial term for strong up down there, do you?
Rock hard.
Rock
I
hard,
mean, we
yeah.
do, but you just being like, I'm very hard.
yeah,
So you just kind of.
Raging dwarf cop. But yeah, no, like D&D, like the world of D&D, like me and Sean play in our own D&D world because we like try and spin conventional tropes as much as we can. But like we also like the homebrew world started off as like just like an offshoot of Faerun, so there are still lots of like lots of names and like conventions and stuff that we could change, and we really should. But yeah, like Lord of the Rings is just good. There's nothing that you can really say about Lord of the Rings that can't be balanced out with like 20 other good things.
Yeah, like if anybody's like, I hate Lord of the Rings, they're just trying to be edgy because no, you don't. Like, I'm sorry, you just don't.
there's a couple fantastic overhaul mods for Mount & Blade Warband for Lord of the Rings. You can play as like
played them.
anybody.
I've
Yeah,
not-
they're
I've not
great.
played it, yeah.
Of course you
I-
have.
I used to like playing as the Urukai because when you won, you could press a button and it'd very quietly go victory.
There's a really good mod for Total War Medieval Kingdoms 2, and that's a Lord of the Rings mod. Oh no, it's an Elder Scrolls mod. I tell a lie, it's a fucking Elder Scrolls mod, and it's really good because you've got like Thalmor wizards and stuff like that, fighting alongside like Khajiit, like battle saber warriors and stuff, battle saber riders, I should say. It's not. I might not be remembering that correctly, but I'm pretty sure I am. I might be overselling it there with the battle sabers, but I know like because I've read books in the Elder Scrolls universe, and like not like in the game. I mean, like I've read books like real books written in the Elder Scrolls
The
universe.
3-page Elder Scrolls books.
Yeah.
I've read them all.
But yeah, did you guys know that the Khajiit race, they're not just limited to like
Yeah.
bipedal creatures. They are actually just like
Yeah.
In ESO, there's loads of different ones.
yeah, it's great.
You got like big like saber tooth ones and shit.
House cats. You get talking
Yeah.
house cats in the world of Elder Scrolls, and you don't see them
I
at all in
love
the games.
that.
I'd have one of them.
Yeah,
I'd have one
love
of
that,
those.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd just chat to it about my day.
Today I went and killed a dragon. Meow.
So they don't actually talk, they just say meow. Like a slight advancement, but not too much.
Well, it's contextual, isn't it? It depends on like the way he says it. It's like meow. Oh, meow.
Meow.
Joe, do you have any extra topics?
Yeah, I do actually. So I think it was last week or the week before we talked about Frogwares and the Sinking City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've actually now DMCA taken down their own game off Steam, saying that the publisher Nacon had hacked the game off them or something. Hang on.
They used an unregistered like unfinished version of the game.
Yep, Frogwares are claiming that the game's original publisher, Nacon, hacked and pirated the game and republished it on Steam without the studio's knowledge. So, yeah, they issued a DMCA takedown.
That's crazy.
It's still on Steam.
It should be off Steam now.
I'll go check.
At least the original version should be.
This is like such a crazy like I don't think this has really happened that much. No, I can't find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is such like a crazy like it's such a crazy weird like time to be a game developer.
Yeah.
Because like they're not going to be able to like just take this to court and like have a court case ready, because with COVID and everything, the legal system's going to be so jammed up. It's going to take them years to resolve this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also the case that like their future as game developers is going to be like seriously like floaty now. Like they're like they're past their ankles in the deep water here. Because like what other publishers going to work with them now? If they
it's kind of
if they look at this whole debacle and they're like, well, you know, we don't want to get into anything like that.
So they've kind of fucked themselves over.
It's not good press though, is it?
No,
definitely not.
We also, I mean, like, do we even know like what the story was as to why they were like because I know I brought up there was something about unpaid royalties, but then I was thinking like after the podcast ended is like, wait, actually, who didn't pay the royalties? Did the publisher not pay them the royalties for having their like name on the game, or did the developer not pay them the royalties for, you know, for publishing the game for them? Like, I don't think I actually even like found an answer to it. Do you know anything about it, Joe?
I don't at the minute, but try and find something else.
Yeah. It's so it's
see what this article says.
such a shame too, because it seemed like it was like, I think it was it Frogwares Fest game?
If it was their first
don't know.
game, then that's
No,
really
they used to
shit.
work on Sherlock Holmes games.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, either way, I mean, like, whatever, like.
No.
whatever
The publisher owned Frogwares.
Right.
Yeah, the publisher hadn't paid them.
Okay, so this is a publisher thing. Right, okay, well, yeah.
That's why they pulled the game and re-released
I'm
it.
fairly certain what happened was, like, the game was set to go on Steam, and the publisher was like, alright, we need the finished copy to go on Steam. And they were like, no, we're not giving you it because you haven't paid us. So then,
Then they just yoinked it.
yeah, the publishers said that they'd unlawfully, like, broke their contract. So they've took it, like, for themselves and put it on, like, saying that they broke the law, like, with their contract.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh,
like
right.
And
fucking
they were-
children's arguments, isn't it?
They were denying that they're, like, not giving them any money.
Like it just seems so stupid
It's not a
to
good
me
look,
that
though, is
people.
it, for either
like,
party, really?
How do they think they can get away with that? Like, just this little back and forth. Like, no, you did that. No, I want your thing. Like, grow up, sort it out, pay people for what they've done. Like, it literally doesn't seem
I
that
know,
complicated.
it's not much to ask, is it?
Yeah, but you know, it is what it is.
God, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Anything else for
So,
us, Joe?
leading
Yeah.
into my next topic. I'll sort you guys out, don't worry.
Yeah, awesome.
So, you guys are familiar with Ghost of Tsushima,
Yes.
Mhm.
the game that came out for the PS4, and I played it. Really enjoyed it. Fantastic
Beautiful
game.
Looks like
Yeah.
Made by Sucker Punch, the people who previously did Sly Cooper and Infamous.
Mhm.
Well, the Isle of Tsushima was so pleased with how the game portrayed them that two developers from Sucker Punch, Nate Fox and creative director Jason Connell, have become permanent tourism ambassadors of the city of Tsushima.
That's so cool.
What does that entail?
Well, basically, I'm glad you asked, actually, because they're going to be presented with an award and a letter of appreciation. And together, the city of Tsushima, which is on Nagasaki, is collaborating with Sony Interactive Entertainment to set up a new tourism campaign based on the game, which is designed to encourage fans to go and learn more to go visit the island, basically, and learn about it and its landmarks that appear in the game.
That's really
That actually
awesome.
just makes me really happy. Like, I'm tearing up and I don't know why. Like, that's really cute and just, like, really pleasant and awesome.
You know what that reminds me of?
Yeah.
Aw.
Yokosuka.
No, I think it's really good.
It reminds me a lot of like
Yokosuka.
Yeah. It's Double Eater Street. Double Eater Street's like it's one of like
Yeah.
It's one of like Japan's like biggest tourism spots. Purely because of like how many
Yeah.
purely because of how many Westerners played Shenmue like after its release.
Well, I don't know if you know this, Connor, but the US military actually stations at Yokohama, which is like near Yokosuka. So all of the shops, or a lot of the shops, are in English there in Yokosuka and stuff.
Ryosuke, mad angels.
But that explains why there's a lot of sailors in Shenmue and stuff like that. So
I'm looking for sailors.
have
I
you
haven't
seen
heard
these
of
sailors?
them.
Actually, I don't know why we're quoting the English. I played it in Japanese. But...
Yeah, I did, but like,
Well, could you imagine? Just like a really awful accents.
I'm sat here quoting it in Japanese.
It's such a loud game. Like you're walking down the main street and it's like, and then there's that little girl with the cat and she's like,
Sounded like you said
Yeah.
hammer time.
I love it.
"Oh."
The cat has like one sound effect.
Just slightly different pitches each
It
time.
makes
Did you
every
bring
single
No,
time
it's the same pitch. It's the same pitch every time.
Yeah.
Nice.
I really like the footstep sounds in Shenmue. Is that weird? Like
I just love Shenmue.
whenever I have like my head, I'll play the game with my headset on. I'll just run in a straight line just to hear like the. You know what I mean?
I love the music's unbelievably good as well.
Oh yeah, God.
Good soundtrack is so important.
The free music is just
Have you played Shenmue? Is he?
No, I haven't. No.
right.
Would you be interested in playing it?
Potentially. I have issues with starting games. I have a fat old backlog. I'm a fake
No.
gamer.
Clear your backlog. Shenmue goes to the very front. Okay.
Is it on Steam?
Yes,
Yes, it is on Steam.
Shenmue 1 and 2 are both on Steam.
Okay.
I've got it
well,
on
you
Discord
can,
with her.
give it to me for my birthday
When's your birthday?
in a week.
Well, I mean, tell you what, let me check my bank. So I'll just get
No,
it
I'm
right
No. Hey. I'll sort you out.
I'm taking the piss. I'm
Joe,
taking the
Joe,
piss.
it's £3 on G2A. Like I'll just
Right.
I'll just buy it right now.
She
needs
I don't have a PC, but I'm going to buy it now for when I get my gaming PC because Shenmue is a beautiful game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
How
it's
big your
amazing.
gaming PC gonna be, Joe?
It's going to be the biggest PC in the world.
the biggest gaming PC.
Yeah.
The biggest gaming PC.
Little Nightmares is on offer.
Is G2A legit or is it stolen
Yeah.
keys? I don't know what the story is with G2A.
It's
Joe.
Yeah.
Hey.
All on one compact disc. Oh, with a fold out as well. What's
Why
this?
Ooh, I love
Yeah.
yeah. fold out.
Why didn't you?
It's Shenmue 1 on the front and Shenmue 2 at the back.
Why didn't you finish?
Lovely.
Shenmue, Sean?
The long game.
It's not that long. I finished it in like 2 days.
That looks like
The first
an
one's quite
anime
short.
that I'd get signed
The-
like at a
the-
con.
Oh my god, we're getting the Shenmue anime this year. I completely forgot.
Oh yes, the Shenmue anime.
Coming this year. It's going to be
Anime?
hopefully
What the
really good.
hell?
It's on. What's it on? Is it on Funimation or is it on Crunchyroll? I can't remember.
I honestly can't remember. I think.
But yeah,
I think Crunchyroll.
I've noticed Netflix
Oh
have
my God.
actually got like quite a lot of anime now. Like I
Yeah.
haven't really watched a lot of weeb stuff in a while, but I like was just scrolling through and I was like, okay, you've added like a lot of shows.
They're
Like
getting rid of season
Toradora is
1.
on there.
Right?
They're getting rid of season 1.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I think it's because they're not.
To make space for more?
No, I think it's because they're not going to get season 2 or 3 ever. Like, because it's been like the rights of someone
Wait,
else.
They
So
don't
they're
have season 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they're never going to get it, so they're just going to let season 1 go eventually because they're never going to
Huh.
renew the rights. Like, there's no point renewing the rights because they're
Actually,
never
yeah,
going to get
that's a
full.
good point. I remember. Yeah, no, I remember now. I watched season 1 on Netflix, and then I watched the rest on probably some dodgy site. I don't know. It was a while ago now.
I watched season 1 when it came out on like like some weird torrent premiere site when it premiered in like Japan.
God. No, I watched it in like 2013, 14 when I like first got a Netflix account, and I was like, holy shit, anime is a thing. Like the awakening occurred.
Did you guys see that Daughter's got its anime? Daughter 2's got its own anime now.
Oh, yeah, it's getting one.
I
No.
have not, but thank you for that.
Yeah, Daughter 2's getting its own anime. Dragon's Dogma's got one as well. I still haven't watched
Yeah.
it.
I think I
Really?
was vaguely aware of that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I still haven't watched it because Shay wants to watch it with me, and she hasn't finished the game yet. So, but
I've got it. I haven't played it yet.
yeah, but it's,
I hate watching stuff with other people because it gets to a point where I'm just like, I want to do this on my own now. Like, I
Yeah,
just
well,
want to finish it.
I like just having things on in the background while I work. I don't.
Mm.
I'm not a fan of like. I'm no longer a fan, I should say, of just sitting and watching something and not doing anything else.
Well, my attention span is like so terrible. 99% sure I probably just have ADHD, but I have to be doing like 4 things at once. Like I can't just sit and watch something. Like I'll sit and watch something and have my phone and have Animal Crossing on my Switch in my hands, and that's like just enough to keep me going. But yeah, like I really struggle to just sit and watch. I'm just a
Yeah,
little
no, same.
child.
I'll have to
All over
I
the
have to be
place.
doing work while I watch something, because then I have like something to focus on. Like I can focus on too. Like the thing is, it's like you might think that like me working while I watch something like takes away my enjoyment, or like I'm not paying as much attention, but I'm still like I'm digesting everything that's going on, and I'm still enjoying it the same way that I would if I were to just like sit and glue my eyes to the screen. And
Yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
obviously, like there are times like or even full episodes where I will just sit and watch it because like something really interesting's happening. But
Mm.
like when I watch TV shows, like when you watch any TV show, there's just like lots of downtime where the acting isn't really as important as like what's being
Yeah, it's just
said.
kind of like chilled out. Some like random bits of dialogue are somewhat important,
Yeah.
but overall you can just like let it wash over you. Yeah.
Like in Daredevil, I basically watched Daredevil for the plot. Like the fight scenes were cool, but I didn't watch any of them.
Yeah, when I watched Daredevil originally, like I'm not the biggest fan of fight stuff anyway, so it was just kind of like, okay, that's happening. I'm just gonna like scroll Twitter while that happens because
So
I don't like violence too much.
I'm a big fan of fight scenes when they're done well, and the raid does fight scenes the best.
I mean, the fight scenes in Daredevil were choreographed pretty well.
Oh yeah, they were choreographed well, but I mean,
There was that scene where it was all one take down the hallway.
Oh yeah, no, that was so cool. I really did enjoy that actually. I say I don't like violence, but that was cool.
They do that in the Punisher as well.
Yeah, it's Old Boy started that. Old Boy started that trend.
Mm.
Seen Old Boy before, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the American one or the?
No, the Spike Lee version.
Yeah.
With Thanos.
Hell yeah. No. Just God. I lost all respect for what's his face. What is he called?
Spike Lee.
No, not
or
Spike Lee.
Thanos.
Yeah, the actor who plays Thanos. What's his name?
Don't know what he's called.
Don't know. You're gonna have to Google it, mate.
Either way,
I've got a clue.
fucking dog shit film. Or, no, I should say it's a dog shit adaptation of a really good film. Wonder where Jaws went. I'm kind of relying on it to bring these next segments. I do have a couple more.
I just don't want to talk about things without Joe here.
Yeah.
I feel like his input is
You know what you could do, Connor?
What?
You could stop and start the recording again.
I could do, but I mean, I'm also lazy, and I want to drag one clip into Vegas and then like fade in and fade out, Sean. That's all the editing I want to do on this thing.
Oh, my shoulders hurt. Ow. I think my whole body is just falling to pieces.
I'd like it if I didn't have to do any editing and I could just like convert the file and drag the MP4 into YouTube and make the thumbnail and upload the thumbnail. Then you know what? I'd have a long rest up every Saturday, like the second that we do them. But because like I have to like take them into Vegas and like there's so many like stop and starts and I have to fade them and I have to wait for the render, it just like I actively put off doing it because it takes like 2 hours out of my day.
Oh my god.
It's 2 hours that I can't do anything else because like my PC is like pretty powerful, but if I want to play a game, then like I need to have like a fucking fire extinguisher nearby because rendering a 1080p Sony video and trying to play Red Dead on Ultra, it's just not going to go very well.
Hi Joe, you're back.
I'm back. Do we want to get into more topics, or are you guys discussing something?
We're just waiting for you to come back.
I'm gonna hit you with a curveball. I'm gonna hit you with a good one. Right. We actually discussed this off air, and I forgot to bring it up on air. But and this is for everyone. What weapon in a fictional universe is like your favorite fictional weapon?
See, I thought we'd like covered this, and I was like, I should think more about this, and I forgot to think more about it.
I wasn't even a part.
It wasn't on the show, I don't think.
I wasn't even a part of the conversation off the show.
No, you weren't. Yeah, no, I remember it was just us two that replied.
Well, actually, it can be fictional or otherwise. I just wanted to talk about weapons, really. Like,
okay.
There's some cool ones in fiction though. Like,
yeah. Well, what I said originally was Guts' sword from Berserk.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Uninitiated, just because it's so fucking stupid. Like, it's just a fuck off fat sword that's like bigger than his head, but like width wise, that's cool as hell. And you just go like dunk, like that's sick. Like if I had a sword and I was strong enough to hold that, it would be that because I could fuck shit up and it would be awesome.
I think I'll get the facts up actually. Like if you compare it to the like real life, the biggest weapon ever wielded, like the biggest sword ever wielded, like Gutz' sword is just so ridiculous in scale.
Yeah, like it's pretty just long so dumb.
They got pretty long claymores because after a certain amount of time, they started hand and a half of them. You know, when you get those claymores with the spikes on them.
Mhm.
That was like basically a secondary hand guard, so you could
Mm.
hold it in two hands, and it was basically just like
Ah.
using spears. And there'd be
Okay.
no reason to use a sword really, because a spear would just outmatch it.
Izzy, if you
But it was usually just for dueling.
Izzy, do you like Suicide Boys? This might seem unrelated, but it's not.
Suicide Boys.
Yeah.
I am not aware of.
Suicide Boys, they make music. Like it's like trap music basically.
Oh well, I don't really like trap music that much, so.
Oh, right, okay. Well,
Not that I dislike it, I just don't actively seek it.
but I watched this like Berserk AMV with like Suicide Boys, and like I'll send you a link to it. It's pretty good.
Okay.
But
Okay. I'll probably vibe with it, to be fair.
There's this like one frame of the it's like taken from like the original anime, and it's this like one frame where Gutz
The
is like
only acceptable
where
one.
Gutz is like just holding a sword up high in the air in one hand, and he just has this like look on his face that just screams death. It's so
Is that the one
metal.
you showed me?
Yeah. It's so metal. I love it so much.
Because he's only got one eye, but it's glowing like pure white, and he's got this like deranged grin on his face. It's only like half a frame, but it just flashes up.
No,
and
I know the exact frame you mean as well.
Yeah.
100%.
Hold on. Right. Anyone watching on YouTube, don't look at my tabs because you'll spoil monkey news. Wait, I've just typed in YouTube. I have such a one-track brain. I think it's...
You typed in YouTube on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. That's how you
Like,
unlock secret YouTube.
What happens if
I
you do
typed in
that? Does it
YouTube-
like
Well, it just
YouTube
takes you,
squared?
it just takes you to the official YouTube channel.
Oh, that's really lame.
right? But for real, when are they going to bring YouTube 2 out?
Yeah, like if YouTube is so good.
Hold on, I'm like trying to find like the actual frame so I can just pause on it and show you it, because it's just fucking incredible, just how like unreal the frame is.
Oh, I love Berserk.
Oh, there it is. I just went straight past.
Oh,
There it
Connor,
is.
I didn't tell you. I started watching the 2016 anime.
Oh,
No, you
why?
didn't.
Why would you do that to yourself?
The
But
worst
what's the
part is I
point?
actually kind of liked it.
Right, I'll just send you a timestamp on the video.
I'm sorry, are we just glossing over the fact that Joe doesn't mind and actually quite likes the 2016 anime?
But I am just gonna go.
I'm
over it
really
because
sorry.
if I think about it, I'll just get mad.
I'll just get upset. Have you got
I have had a
timestamp
drink.
for me?
I will be honest. I haven't had a drink, so maybe
Yeah,
that's why.
he's a bit more susceptible to bullshit.
Oh my, I've had like
Like you'll wake up tomorrow, John, you'll be like, "Fucking hell, I said some daft things last night."
I played like a few seconds of the Suicide Boys song. and if I get-
Shenmue 3 is the best Shenmue game.
Correct.
Joe's lost it.
a petition to remove Joe from the long rest. In fact, I don't even need a petition.
Get Bobo in here.
I can just get him out.
Get him out.
Get Bobo, yeah.
Yeah.
We need to build a wall.
Oh, what? Oh, right, you just continue.
We need to build a wall.
Continuing on the trend of saying
We
dumb
need
shit.
a wall. No, because you said you need to get me out. You need to build a wall around me to keep me out.
Right, okay.
That's where I was going. I'm not racist. I like Mexicans and stuff.
Shut up, Joe. Shut up.
I'm not
No, those are
racist.
good.
I like Mexicans and stuff.
God, we were talking
No, 'cause
earlier
that was-
about Troy Levitt, bro. I'm gonna be joining him one day. I swear now. Some little knobhead on Twitter is gonna find this. Right.
You,
Look at his little
you can cut this out.
face.
It's not
Right.
live.
Right,
It's
Joe,
not-
God, this monkey news better be good, Joe.
No, it's me that has monkey
yeah.
news.
No. Yeah, Connor's got monkey. I actually do have some monkey news. John. I already sent you with them.
Everyone's got monkey news.
Didn't you
Wait,
have
you sent
teaching
John the
Connor?
monkey news?
Yeah, educating Connor. That's the new segment.
I've got educating Connor, but I think we should. Do you want to do educating Connor or do you want to do monkey news first?
Well, I mean, I've got monkey news, but I don't mind either way. I want to be educated, but allow me to educate you guys.
Do you want to be educated?
Allow me to do the monkey news. Just do monkey news.
Connor, sorry, I think your mic's like crackling a lot. It's like
No.
Chimpanzee, that.
That's,
whenever you talk, it like, yeah. It only just started happening.
It'll be because of Discord. You know what? You know what's crazy? I'm now gonna need to stop the recording and check the audio.
Connor, when was the last time you stopped recording?
An hour and 16 minutes ago. Right. Are you guys ready for monkey news?
Let's go.
I'm
with the
so
monkey.
ready for monkey news.
Let's go.
So, Elon Musk said in an interview late Sunday that a monkey has been wired up to play video games with its mind by a company he founded called Neuralink.
But
Nice.
why?
Neuralink put a computer chip into the monkey's skull and used tiny wires to connect to its brain, Musk said. It's not an unhappy monkey, he said during a talk on Clubhouse. And
How does he know?
You can't even see
gives
where the
him
neural
thumbs up.
implant was put in, except that he's got a slight light dark mohawk, yeah. The billionaire, who also spoke about space travel, colonies on Mars, crypto, artificial intelligence, and COVID-19 vaccines, said Neuralink is trying to figure out if it can use its chips to get monkeys to play mind pong with each other. That would be pretty cool, said
Mind Pong.
Yeah, but ethically, like, is this justifiable for the use, like the practical application?
Well, I
Like,
mean,
what do we gain from this besides a monkey game with brain?
no, it's gonna have more applications down the line, isn't it? This is just like
Yeah.
It's pretty much just
eliminate it.
because like you can't do it on humans. You're not allowed to do tests like this on humans.
Oh, we should do it on Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Well, the whole idea behind Neuralink is to bypass like
Like
the need for
reaction
physical communication. Like if you like say if Connor had a chip in his brain and I had a chip in mine, he wouldn't have to speak to me for me to be able to know what he wanted to say to me, if that makes sense. We could transfer it via the chip. So he'd think what he wanted me to know. I would receive it instantly, perfectly. You know, like when you speak, you make mistakes because we're human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'd be none of that. And then I would be able to formulate like a perfect response to him and he'd get it like that. Like,
But in
do you know
Connor's
what I
brain,
mean?
he's just thinking, Joe would look so good in a maid outfit. Joe would look so good in a maid outfit.
See, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, and then I'd send
him.
him the visual image of me in one, and then he goes.
I
Very
regret
good.
to inform you that none of you are actually real. I do actually have a neural implant, and you are all just figments of that.
Awesome.
These headphones are actually special, and they're wiring the image of my imaginary thoughts of you. And right there, this joke's terrible. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no, you
monkey
did lose it.
all of your memories are implanted.
monkey play mind pong.
Monkey play mind pong.
That's monkey
Hee
news.
hee.
Soon maybe me play mind pong.
Me play mind pong?
We're like,
Joe, what's your follow-up?
I
monkey
get really
news?
excited about mind pong.
So yeah, no.
Oh shit. Sorry, I haven't got my link ready. Let me.
Oh, unprepared for monkey news.
I'm very sorry to. I regret to inform you all that we don't have any more news on Thailand slave monkeys this week. But
Yeah,
maybe,
no more
hopefully
coconut
next
water.
week.
No, I did find another article about it. Apparently, they all got on a bus and went home.
All right, okay, that's
Yeah.
a nice happy ending of the story.
I'm so glad.
Oh, dude, no, Caldwell Gervais just released a video. What kind of game did Cyberpunk 2077 turn out to be anyway?
These monkeys, they moved to Thailand and they're on the list for the COVID vaccine.
Oh,
Alright.
yay.
Wait, they were already in Thailand?
Yeah, I thought it
going
was
to the
Brazil.
COVID
Not
list.
Brazil.
not
Where was the...
Taiwan and Thailand aren't the same thing, are they?
No.
God.
Like, my geography's pretty bad,
No,
but
no.
it's not that bad.
Cancelled.
Like, obviously I recognise that they're not the same place, but like the pronoun of Taiwan, like Taiwanese, like
Taiwanese.
Yeah, but what about Thailand? Is that
Thai.
Thailandese, obviously.
is it just
Thai.
Thai? Is it just Thai? Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's where I was getting confused. I wasn't being confused about them being separate countries.
I know.
Just separate like pronouns. I don't know. Right, Joe, have you got your link ready?
Come on, Joe. We're relying on you.
Yeah. So, do you want some monkey news?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys want monkey news?
Yes.
We do.
You want educating with some monkey news?
I do.
God, you're making me beg for it here, aren't
So-
you, Joe?
Anyway, No. My monkey news today takes you to the little town of Lop Buri in Thailand. And I'll just read you a little excerpt from the story, right? I'm just reading this on the New York Times. The customers waiting outside a bank in Lop Buri, Thailand, left their jewellery at home and kept other treasures out of sight. But danger lurked anyway. In broad daylight, they watched a thief steal an iced tea and a vandal brazenly attack a motorcycle seat. One woman quit her place in the line when a stalker crept up and threatened to bite her. With a sigh, a police officer brandished a slingshot and the monkeys scattered. Less than a minute later, they were back.
Can you read me bedtime stories? That was intense.
Anyway, right? So no. So anyway, right? So you might be thinking, oh, right, it's obviously about like people. No. The vandals in the story, they are in fact little macaques, crab-eating macaques, little monkey fellas.
Monkey fellas.
So yep, this Lop Buri in Thailand. It's there was like this little temple where these monkeys used to be revered, and because of coronavirus, that's how they used to get the main source of food, because people would come and like give them like ice cream and stuff like that, and yogurt.
Ice
and snacks, whatever. But yeah, well, hey, this is the thing. What does it say? It says their favourite now is coconut yogurt, strawberry soda, and brightly coloured.
Dude, how fucked up would it be if they liked the coconut water that their monkey cousins were harvesting?
Oh my god, that's like big brain moment, isn't it? We're like linking all the monkey news together.
I don't like the
But yeah, basically because of coronavirus.
Oh, the monkey news connected universe.
Connor
Cinematic universe. The MCU, the monkey cinematic universe.
But yeah,
it's gone into phase 5. All the stars are coming together.
I'm gonna cry. You're gonna get copyright strikes for that. Please stop.
The figurehead for the franchise, King Kong versus Godzilla.
God, yeah, you've got
anyway.
you got like the famous monkeys from fiction. You got like Tarzan as like the outlier, and then you got King Kong. And he's like Iron Man, but like in like the Hulkbuster, in the Hulkbuster suit.
Yeah, you've got Curious George. He's like Hawkeye.
Oh my god.
Michael Jackson's monkey. He's there.
Caesar from Planet of the Apes. He's there as well.
Mm-hmm.
What else have we got? We've got Yu Suzuki. Yu Suzuki's there.
It's like the Expendables, isn't it?
Peter Molyneux, he's also there.
God.
Yeah, I'll stop.
Yeah, but basically, I mean, we've gone off topic. My monkey news is there's a town in Thailand where the monkeys have taken over, and because they're revered by the locals, they've gone, oh, it's such a blessing on your town. You're so lucky. They're going in, they're pinching pints, they're pinching jewellery.
That's unstoppable.
Yeah, they're unstoppable. They've just taken over the town. The pubs have had to close down because of people having a fag outside, getting bitten on the arse by a monkey, just stuff like that. I mean,
in the olden days, they'd seen this.
Calling the national.
No, this is meant. They think this is a blessing. They're like, oh, nothing's wrong. You guys are really lucky that the monkeys like visit your town. It's just mayhem.
The monkeys are visiting. Like it drags a child away.
Oh, look at the child. He's so blessed. He's been chosen. He's been chosen to go the great journey.
Go on. See you later. He's like, He's getting like ripped a million pieces.
Oh my god.
Be one with God.
Right.
Connor, do you want some education?
Yes, I'd like to be educated.
we also be
All right.
educated as lowly beings? over
Oh,
here?
Joe,
mean,
Joe,
yeah.
sing the intro song that you were telling me about.
He's got an intro song.
Yeah, go on.
Which intro song?
The one for educating Connor.
This is one of those things where Sean hasn't actually talked to Joel about an intro song. He's just making this up in the hopes that Joel do a little tune. Joel, please do a little tune though. Please make
do a little
Ooh, educating Connor.
Oh, it's quite a manly. Oh,
Can I sample that?
I'll go with that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Connor, I've just added about 30 minutes to your edit and say, well, now you need to put a little intro on that.
That's not happening.
I'll try and come. I can try and come up with one, but you put me on the spot.
No, basically, right, what happens?
We've got it.
is
We've got it. That's it.
You play that, and then Joe's head spins in, and then it's like a picture of you, but your eyes in two different directions.
What?
All right, let's get educated.
Right, please just educate me already.
Oh, it's time to get educated. It's true, and it's educational.
Okay, Professor.
So,
Professor,
anyway,
Professor Joe.
My education for you, Connor Noble. Yeah. My education for you today takes us back to the scary time of. Actually, I don't know what year it was.
Very educational. Okay.
2006.
Right.
No, I just need to corroborate the facts.
Yep, it was a time of
Right,
great
so-
fear, great fear and depression.
Yeah. Lincoln Park.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Connor Noble,
Got
are
docked.
you familiar with the game Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning?
R.I.P Salvatore wrote it.
That was the education.
Did you know that Did you know that it bankrupted the state of Rhode Island?
The state of Rhode Island. What?
All right, you're about to get educated, boy.
Okay.
So, to give you a bit of lowdown on just the law behind Kingdoms of Amalur. Have any of you actually played it?
Yeah, I have a little bit. I think not all the way through, but I played for like a good hour or two. I heard it was.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game. I heard it was a lot like the original Fable, so I decided to give it a go. And it was written by R.I.P Salvatore, which is always like a worth merit. But yeah, it's not
Okay,
good.
well,
It's
so
a good game.
basically, are you aware that the person who founded the company that made it, 38 Studios, Kurt Schilling, was a Major League Baseball pitcher?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, so he was the fella who basically one day just went, fuck it, I'm gonna make an MMO RPG because that's what I'm really into.
Yeah, as a lot of people do, and sometimes successfully.
So originally the company was based in Massachusetts. Anyway, eventually he came up with the idea for Kingdoms of Amalur. He was like, right, it's gonna be a good game.
Right, Amalur. It's Amalur, by the way. If you want to educate me, and you want to corroborate true facts.
Educate yourself.
And Amalur, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's called Kingdoms.
So anyway, he's working on this game, and he's like, "Oh, this is all right." This, sorry. Anyway, he's working on the game. It's all going well. He's going like, "Oh, this is going to be like the next big thing. This, like, everyone's going to love it. The kids are going to love it. It's gonna sell really well." He somehow manages to rope in the Economic Development Corporation of Rhode Island, and they secure a $75 million loan, right, with 38 Studios, the team that are working on the
Look at
game.
that Pog face going, oh, that's like the opposite of Pog.
As part of that, the company had to move from Massachusetts to Rhode Island, and basically had to create, I think it was about 450 new jobs in the space of 3 years. And Kurt Schilling, being the man he was like, yep, no problem, absolutely, we'll do that. So he moves the office over to Rhode Island and continues working on the game. But this $75 million, which is a lot of money, by the way.
Joe, that's more than the budget of Shenmue.
Yeah. He goes mental with it. He hires Todd McFarlane to work on the game.
Yeah.
If any of you know who he is.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Seth Rogen.
He's been involved with a lot of comic series. Obviously, you mentioned earlier R.A. Salvatore, who, as you know, Connor, is responsible for The Legend of Drizzt.
Yeah.
He gets them all involved, and anyway, I'll cut a long story short. Kingdoms came out, and it wasn't that successful. And from what I can gather, 38 Studios didn't even pay $1 million back of that original $75 million loan. And basically, as a result of that, there was a criminal investigation into 38 Studios as to where this money had gone. And the state of it nearly bankrupted the state of Rhode Island.
How do you like I wonder what happened to him, because like if you borrow that amount of money and you don't pay like at least at least 10 million of it back, like I wouldn't be surprised if you hear a news story about him being like going missing the next week, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like mysteriously disappearing.
Well, actually, the police ruled that there was no wrongdoing.
But
it just is what it is. The game wasn't successful.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like that's cause for like serious. Like I'd have been worried for my life if I didn't. If I was in a $75 million debt. I worry about paying back like the £100 that I sometimes lend from like my granddad every once in a blue moon.
God, 75 million. What would you do with 75 million? Like you personally, Joe, what would you do?
Build the biggest PC ever.
I would create the biggest PC ever, and then I would create Kingdoms of Amalur 2.
You're not even trying now, are you?
So, Connor, would you say that you've been educated?
That is sufficient education. That's the story I'm going to tell the grandkids, though.
There you go.
That was a thing of beauty.
Tune in next time for another educating Connor.
Oh,
educating.
That was awesome. I love that you find this kind of stuff. I could never. Yeah. I'm just here to listen. This is wonderful.
I'm here to educate, you know.
Thank you, Professor Anderson.
It's been an
I'm going to wear a lab coat next time, and I'm also going to have a chimp with me.
Good.
With wires sticking out of his brain.
Actually, Emily's got a lab coat. I'm going to put it on, and then when I go, educating Connor. No. You can have a shot of me just pop up in my lab coat going, "Ooh, that's interesting, and it's true."
I love that that's your tagline. It's
I love how she just chucks it
and
at him.
it's true. This is great. I'm so happy to be here. Look at him. What a distinguished gentleman. Look at how he's sitting.
You need to have like a pipe or something as well.
Yeah, little hat, maybe. I'd like to put a hat on it.
Have you got a stethoscope? Yeah, give me the stethoscope. Oh my!
Top drawer.
Yeah. What way around does it go? How does it work?
This is taking so long for what's going to amount to like 5 minutes of my time in editing. Right. Are you... Yeah, okay. Oh, you know... hold on. I need to full screen you.
Yep, nothing.
God, it's
I've just confirmed that is educating, and it's true.
God, that was so pixelated. Your webcam's so pixelated.
Emily,
it goes in your ears. You gotta
I
take
know,
your
what the
AirPods
fuck?
out.
You've got it like just placed on like his temple.
I'm gonna cry.
She's taking a photo of it.
Hang on, we need a seductive one. Like where I'm like,
Oh no, that set the dogs off. What the fuck?
I'm gonna wear this now on from every Educating Connor segment.
Oh, please do.
We need a seductive one. But Joe, honey, you're
I'll-
already
I'll-
seductive. You're a dashing man.
Thank you.
That was fucking excellent. God, my side really hurts now. That like,
my
outburst of,
spit
that,
from
outburst
laughing.
of laughter really hurts.
My jaw hurts from smiling too much. This podcast makes me
Yeah.
too happy.
Yeah, same. Oh god.
Like, this is the most serotonin I get in it like every week. This is good. Can you put him in the Discord chat?
I've just
Oh,
put them
you
in
put
the
them in
Facebook
Messenger.
one.
I had a really good thumbnail pick, but of you, Joe, but now it's getting replaced.
Me then.
I love that.
Um,
Whew.
right. Are you ready for some more news?
Let's hit me with it.
We'll move on
I'm
with the
so
podcast.
ready for news.
Tormund Giantsbane.
How long did we spend on that bit?
God, I don't
Too
know.
long.
It's been like 20 minutes. I don't think we've spoke about anything not anything interesting, anything productive. Tormund Giantsbane's playing Lambert in The Witcher 3 season 2.
Is he?
In the Witcher season 2, yeah.
Ooh. I think we've lost the plot.
The Witcher 3 was so popular. Why was there another Witcher 3 2? But yeah, guy who plays Tormund Giantsbane is playing Lambert.
Some no names playing Vesemir.
Yeah, Kim Badina, Danish actor. I looked him up. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything before.
Have you been on his IMDb?
How do you reckon they're gonna completely change how Lambert sounds then? Because he has an American accent, doesn't he?
I mean, like, I think they obviously wanted to make like Geralt as like yeah,
I can't imagine.
They did.
I can't imagine the acting style. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's really side and nasally in the game, isn't he?
I have seen the guy who plays Tormund. Like, the name escapes me, but I have seen him before in like, I think it was like it was some like Scandinavian crime drama. I think he was in.
Yeah,
He's figured it out.
he was in the remake of The Thing as well, like the prequel that came out in 2013.
Yeah, like, so I have seen him play other characters other than Tormund, so like I know like he's a versatile actor, and I mean like, you know, like any like actors are versatile by nature. So I have
We'll see, I guess.
yeah, I have no qualms with the casting. I don't even have any qualms with the casting of Vesemir. I think that there's maybe other people that could have been picked. Maybe even like someone like Ian McKellen. Could you imagine Ian McKellen as Vesemir?
Vesemir? Maybe.
Yeah, big
He's a bit
beard.
too old. He's a bit too old.
Well, I mean, Vesemir.
Like, Vesemir is... No, but like, I feel like you need a middle-aged man to play him realistically, because Ian McKellen's getting him on now. But like, you'd need a middle-aged guy to play him, because he's still meant to be pretty spry.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, you can always do stuntables and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess, but it'd be a bit out of the ordinary when you see Ian McKellen and all of a sudden he's doing a backflip.
I think that'd be awesome. I think he does that every day.
Yeah.
Gets out of bed just like, woo.
I think the guy looks a lot like Vesemir.
If Christopher Lee was still alive, I would have said Christopher Lee would have been a really good.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like he's a bit too tall and thin.
No. People wanted Mark Hamill, didn't they?
Mark Hamill was like an okay choice, but it's not my first choice. I don't think.
I don't know. I feel like the casting looks fine.
Yeah. Yeah, the
We'll
casting
just have
looks
to
okay.
wait and see.
I
I'm still
mean,
looking forward to it.
We got like a couple like teaser pics of like Ciri and Geralt and how they're looking this season. Geralt.
Oh yeah, what they're doing about that? Is she just gonna stay the same age?
I think they're doing a bit of a time skip because they're training in Kaer Morhen.
Yeah,
Are
but
they
like
gonna keep the same actress, or are they gonna get
yeah,
somebody
that's
older?
what I mean. Because Ciri
'Cause
goes
she's
from
very
like
young.
Well,
Well,
7 to like
She
15 in the
didn't.
book.
It didn't look like the same actor, but it could also just be because of makeup and stuff. I don't know.
yeah, I
It has
mean,
been a couple
realistically,
years.
the girl who played Ciri in season 1 was probably like 16. But
Yeah, but you know what though? The girl who plays Ciri looks so much like Pavetta.
Yeah.
It's like they had really good casting decisions when they cast Ciri and Pavetta because they do look extremely similar. And so I feel like if they change Ciri's acting now, like retroactively, then it's gonna like fuck up the like it'll just fuck up like how I think about the series. I guess.
I think
Yeah.
it'll be fine because like in the book she doesn't age that much, and it's already been a couple years with production anyway, so she'll look a little bit older.
It's just very complicated with young actors and actresses because, like, you get 16-year-olds to play 7-year-olds, and then you get 30-year-olds to play
It's
16-year-olds.
the same with Game of
because
Thrones. Like the kids
it's
grew up
just
so much.
so bizarre how, like, our perception of younger people in film and TV is.
Yeah,
Because, like,
Stranger Things is the
completely
same.
irrelevant, but, like, I've been watching Riverdale recently. Like,
Oh,
I know
God, yeah.
Riverdale, but, like, that, like, they did a 7-year time skip and they just didn't change because they're all like 30 something, well, like late 20s, I think, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, but they're meant to be just turning 17. Like, I am nearly 20 and I just could not relate to them on any sort of level because it's like they're obviously not teens. Like, why? Like, I know there's so many issues with like age and casting in like film and stuff, but it's just so bizarre. Like, I
It's
think
'cause
it
it's just
do
like
people's self-esteem, I think, a lot of good to see like more normal aged teenagers playing teenagers.
kids are just more expensive to work with.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, and they can only work for like 4 hours at a time.
Hmm. Wait, even if you're like 16, because like obviously,
It's until you're an adult. I'm fairly certain.
God, that's so, yeah, because like,
You need somebody with you all the time.
yeah, like you need a parent or a carer.
Well,
and
do you
all of
guys know
that
anything
stuff.
about what's happening with Stranger Things? Because we haven't had a new season of Stranger Things in like a few years now.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah, it's been a
I
couple, hasn't it?
I haven't been paying attention at all. I think I
Mm.
finished season 2 and I didn't watch season 3.
Season 3 was so good.
Season 3 was
I
pretty good.
really loved it. Yeah.
It was better than season 2. It was just the same.
Yeah, no. In terms of like I think season 1, then season 3, then season 2 in my eyes. Like season 2 was good, but I don't know. I felt like it was just like treading the same ground as before. But season
Yeah, it lost its magic.
yeah, but season 3 brought like a new, like season 3 was like very much the same, but also I don't know, different. Like you'll just have to watch it to see what I mean.
Like, I don't feel as though it lost any magic per se. I feel like it just progressed well. Like
Yeah.
it just like
Yeah, there were
kept
some
it
good
up.
characters in the second one. I liked the new bully character.
Yeah,
You know,
Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he sort of acts as like the antagonist to Steve as well. Because like,
It's because there's no strong antagonist in Stranger Things. It was just like the monster, and they needed a human antagonist for people to like actually dislike.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. I want to like rewatch it now because it's been ages. But no, I've really not heard anything. It's just the kind of thing that like one day I'll see people like posting about it on Instagram or something, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, that's a thing."
Yeah.
And then I'll just watch it.
If we're done talking about that, I have one last bit of news, and then we can just talk about whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
It's a really quick news. We probably won't even talk about. But do you guys remember Artefact? Yeah, Valve's attempt on the card game genre that failed. Yeah, they've gave up on it. It's free to play now.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't even know it wasn't free to play in the first place. I thought it was free to play because
Me too, actually. Yeah, no, I'd never like thought about it much, but now you saying that it is now free to play, I was like, I swear it always was, but yeah.
I've been playing like a lot of Hearthstone recently, but I only I play the solo adventures. purely because
Yeah.
you get to play with like really cool cards. Like
Yeah, they're interesting.
yeah,
Mm.
you get to play with really cool decks that are built for you against really cool decks that have like gimmicks, and you have to think around stuff.
Yeah, no, I strongly miss playing Magic the Gathering actually because it like very much put me in like sort of critical mindset of making decisions that like I just don't do in other games that I play. But Hearthstone's definitely something I should get back into just because like I don't need physical cards and I don't need people to play it with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really like playing. I really like card games, but I don't like spending money on card games.
Dude, I'm embarrassed to even consider the amount that I've spent on Magic in my life.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Actually, that's an interesting question. Which game do you guys think you've spent the most money on out of any game?
Magic the Gathering, 100%.
World of Warcraft.
Is it Counter-Strike for you, Connor, maybe?
Possibly. In fact, yeah, it will be. I've bought a knife before, which is easily like I've bought a knife and like over the course of like because I don't put too much money on, because what I like about Counter-Strike is that I'll put money on it and I'll buy skins, but then like I'll get bored and I'll sell the skins and get the money back.
Mm.
But yeah, like,
That's a good thing about it.
I'd say I've definitely spent like at least 200 quid on Counter-Strike, so probably the most amount of spending money.
I'm trying to like think about actual like trying to get an amount for what I've spent on Magic.
Yeah.
But like there's accessories as well. Like a playmat is like 25 quid. I've bought nice sets of dice that were probably like £50.
Oh, I've bought dice.
Countless sets of sleeves. Like every pre-release you go to, you buy 2 packs of 30 sleeves. And then like a pre-release you go to it, that's like 30 quid entry. Booster packs are like a $5 a pop at least. It goes on, and I played Magic solidly from when I was 12 to 17. So that's 5 years of regularly spending most of my money, that like the little income I had, on bits of fucking cardboard.
Yeah. I am.
No shame at all.
I don't really put much money on games anymore. Like I'm not really, because it depends on what the game is. Like I've put a bit of money. I put like 15 quid into Apex, and I put like 16 quid onto Siege. Both of them just to get like a skin for a character that I always play.
Yeah, like
it's not
I've
that much money though, really, is it?
No,
yeah,
not really.
but with like free-to-play games, buying skins for like just something that you like to make it a bit more enjoyable for yourself, like I think that's a totally worthy investment. Like carry on.
Well, Siege isn't free to play, but I also
I
also got it cheap, so I don't really care. In fact, no, I didn't get it for free. I was about to say I think I've got it for free, but I've played it for free because it comes out on free weekend every now and again.
Yeah.
Joe, you like Siege, don't you?
Sorry, what was the question?
I said say nothing if you're gay. No, you like Siege, don't you?
Yeah, Siege is okay. I mean, I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with like any of the meta, but
I've just thought actually I've probably spent a lot of money on Gary's mod as well actually, just in server
really?
just in server hosting costs. Because obviously there's no cosmetics you can buy in Gary's mod, but I've hosted plenty of servers before, like roleplay servers, and they've been like upwards of 20 quid a month sometimes. And like over like across my got nearly 3,000 hours of playing it, I've probably hosted like. I'd probably maybe spent like over 150 quid's worth of server costs before.
I've also spent a fair amount on Animal Crossing, which is quite embarrassing. Like, if you consider
what can you buy in that though?
Well, like, it's not like what you've spent on it, but like if you consider the franchise, I guess. Because like I have bought consoles in order to play Animal Crossing, and then I have bought the Animal Crossing themed console. I have bought the amiibo cards. I've bought the amiibo figurines. It goes on. It's embarrassing.
Actually, sorry, that's just reminded me of something. Actually, have you guys heard talks of the Switch Pro or something, whatever it's going to be called?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I've vaguely heard bits about it.
It'll support 4K on TVs.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Like, it doesn't really bother me. Like, I mean, it's cool, but I'm very happy with the Switch I have, the Animal Crossing Switch. Yeah, it does what I need it to do. Like,
Yeah,
I'm very happy with it. I wouldn't benefit from 4K gameplay, to be honest. Like,
Not many
Animal
Switch
Crossing in
games even
4K.
support 4K at present, right?
I don't think so, because like, it just I don't get why. Like, they look really great, but they don't need to be 4K.
Yeah, see, we spoke about this a little bit last week. It's like, you don't actually have to have any like jump in technology anymore to sell a console. All you need to do is just promise that it will give you a better resolution.
Yeah.
That's it. That'll sell.
Yeah.
If you say the word 4K and like 60 FPS,
People's
then
ears just prick up.
yeah, it's no longer about like what the console can do for developers to like allow
Yeah.
them to make better games. It's
Or
more
actual
about
performance. It's
Yeah.
just how many pixels on a screen.
yeah, it's really. I've got a video coming out about that soon where I talk about that in
Ooh.
depth. Well, I say soon. I need to actually record the voiceover, but
Take a shot every time Connor says, "Oh, I've got a video coming out soon," but not actually that soon because I still need to record the voiceover.
hey, I finished my Baldur's Gate video. That's been on my to-do list since October.
Yay! Look at you go!
When's the Fahrenheit video coming out, you hack?
Believe it or not, I started recording the audio, but she was asleep, and every time like my voice rose a couple decibels, I could hear her like turn over and grunt. So I was like, oh, I have to stop. But like, there's a bunch of bits of the script where like I need to be loud, like bits where I'm gonna shout really loudly for effect or like scream. And I know that'll just set the dogs off, so I need
Yeah.
to wait until I move out to actually do the script, which is kind of sad.
Jesus.
I do have other videos that I could make in the meantime though. Like I've got a video on Jalopy that I want to do. I have all the footage for that. I've got all the footage for Shenmue recorded. I have 18 hours of Shenmue footage
Oh,
on
really?
my hard drive. And
My gosh.
but like it was one of the like usually when I do a Dead Game Society video, what I'll do is I'll play a game for like an hour and then I'll stop recording, I'll tab out, and then I'll write notes about that hour of gameplay. I didn't do that for Shenmue. For Shenmue, I just played 18 hours straight, and now I have to write up 18 hours worth of notes, and I really
Why would you
regret.
do that to yourself?
Yeah, I really regret that decision. But yeah.
Yeah.
Sean, I actually have a topic for you.
Ooh. Joe's
Have you
coming at it.
heard that? Yeah, what can I say? You know,
You're holding it together this week.
have you heard? Yeah. I'm there. I'm there for you guys when you need me. Have you heard the talk, Sean, of the extended edition of Death Stranding that is meant to be releasing for PS5 and PC this year?
How long is this extended edition?
Longer.
Don't know, but it's meant to have extra story content.
Make a big game even longer.
I mean, how long is Death Stranding? Is it like a 20-30 hour game, or is it longer?
I mean, if you were to like,
it's pretty long.
If you're just playing it through,
I platinumed it, and I've got about 50 hours in it, maybe.
Okay.
If you're just playing it through, then like 20 hours.
Yeah.
But if
But
you
if
want
you're
to
doing
do everything.
Yeah, like I'm playing Red Dead now, and like I'm doing everything.
I did all the events in Red Dead. I looked at where they all were,
Yeah,
and I went.
The first time I played Red Dead, I didn't. Like I did role playing stuff, and I did like a bunch of the side quests. Like I did like most of the stranger missions, I'd want to say, but like there's still like a few of them that I left out.
I feel guilty when I leave side quests behind.
Yeah.
It's like I want to do every single one.
Yeah, I didn't do like pretty much any of the legendary animals. So now I really
I did all of them.
Yeah, I really want to do those. So I'm just gonna try and do everything. I'm in Rhodes now, which is like I'd say like a third of the game, the way through. So I want to get that done. I want to get everything done while I'm still here.
It's like you're gonna be dying soon.
Well, no, I just think this is like the point of the story that I'm at. It's a good time to get all the side stuff done, so then I can progress with the game story.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Any other topics? Izzy, you said you want to talk about the BBC
Oh
guy,
yeah.
the Fortnite
Oh
kid.
yeah, the BBC Fortnite kid. Oh, my screen's really bright. No, it just interested me. I saw it a few days ago on my Facebook from BBC News. Fortnite from piano player to pro gamer, aged just 8. It's basically just about this kid, Joseph Dean. He's just signed with Team 33 for playing Fortnite. As a pro player at the age of 8, which I just kind of, my initial thought was just like, holy shit, that's way too young. Mainly because, like, you're still developing, you're still in school, like, you're still making friends. Like, I just think that you are not physically and mentally able to cope with the pressures that come with that. But then, Connor, you kind of had, like, a few points to make as well. Stuff like, the older you get, the less likely you are to be a professional esports player, essentially, just because it's less desirable, you get less good. I don't know, really.
Yeah, it's just reaction timings, really. You're
Yeah.
like the rate at which you learn things as a kid is like hypersonic compared to the rate at which you learn stuff when you're an adult.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of the problems that people, generally like offended mums in the comments, were just sort of saying like Fortnite is a 12 to play and he's been playing since he was 4 years old.
Oh,
How
like,
irresponsible are the
that's
parents?
that's like a provisional.
But I think,
yeah,
I think that is dumb because like
I was playing
it's
I was
like
playing Grand Theft Auto when I was like 8 years old. Like fucking grow up, mate. Like.
yeah, like to an extent, like age ratings are handy and there for a reason, but his parents are very clearly supporting him in this endeavor because, like, you know, he couldn't just sign on to this massive contract by himself. Like, his parents have obviously approved it with him and are clearly like there for him.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're not helping.
Age rating's nothing but a buyer's guide really for parents or like.
But also, I think it's silly that Fortnite is like, well, no, not silly, but like it's a 12, but it is very like childishly skinned, if that makes sense. Like it's all quite like cute outfits, bright colors, silly things.
Yeah,
when
so
it comes
it's not like
when it comes to
grown
games like
adults
that,
gonna think that's cool.
when it comes to games like that, it's fine because it's just a cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, there's a reason that 18 games aren't sold to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for sure, but
definitely.
Like, what I'm saying is that like for most parents, it's like it's a buyer's guide thing. It's like you're looking at like you see Call of Duty and it's like, oh, my kid wants Call of Duty. Oh, it's got an 18 on it. Should I really be buying them this?
Actually, this reminds me of a funny story just from work. A very sort of like clueless mum type was buying a game for her kid, and she was like, he likes golf. Should I? He's 16. But this Tiger Woods game, it's got a 3 rating. Like, will that be okay for him?" And I was just like, well, it means that like 3-year-olds and up can play it. And she was like, yeah, but he's 16. Will he like it? It's just like, yeah, it has to have a physical age rating. And it's only a 3 because there's no violence or anything. And she's like, yeah, but should I buy him a 16? It's like, buy him the fucking golf game. Like, she just couldn't wrap her head around the fact that, like, games
16?
have to have an age rating.
What golf rating has a 16 on it? It's like, oh,
Yeah,
the Tiger Woods, like do a
extreme
power driver and then
violence.
start, like, shooting up heroin or something. Like.
Yeah, it was just so bizarre. But, no,
It's got a really
just,
deep backstory with like FFPs.
The Fortnite kid now. He used to play piano, and him and his team think that the piano lessons actually helped him become a better gamer, just because of like, I guess, hand movement. Like, I used to play piano. You got to do a lot, stretch your hands, like I guess across a games keyboard and like a piano, same kind of thing.
I mean,
so that's kind of cool.
Probably helps, but I wouldn't.
Just coordination, isn't it?
Well, yeah, hand-eye coordination and reaction times. Because, like, something that's always impressed me about, like, good piano players is that they can, like, lift their hand to turn a page of sheet music and keep playing without you even noticing. That's cool. I like that. But no, I just didn't know if you guys had any sort of more thoughts on the concept of a 8-year-old getting a $33,000 contract with a professional esports team.
$33,000 is chump change to an esports organization, especially considering the money that they're possibly going to get out of them over time. Like I said, my only primary concern is that they're just going to milk this kid. Like, this kid's just going to be a cash cow for them.
Yeah, definitely.
it'll probably have stuff in place to protect the kid. Like it won't be legally binding after a certain point. I bet.
Mhm.
And yeah, his
Because
parents
he
are
can't
probably
really
very involved.
he can't really legally speak for himself because he's a child.
Yeah, as long as his parents, I think, have, sort of a legal counsel when it comes to this sort of thing, and they have they very much aren't just signing their kid's life away for because they see dollar signs. Then, yeah, I think it's fine. I don't really see anything wrong with the idea of a kid competing, especially if he's talented.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I found it was weird because my initial reaction was just like, "Oh my god, poor child," and it was like, "Hang on, actually, like, he's good at this. He clearly wants to do this, and because of his age and stuff, like, he will still have to have schooling."
Yeah.
And I'm sure his friends think he's fucking awesome. So.
And the thing about this kind of thing is that if he builds himself like an online personality, as long as he doesn't go down the same route that like a lot of child internet stars go down, which is where they usually end up like being totally obscure and just like they'll have a controversy at some point because they're children, and
Yeah.
and then they'll end up just being like falling to like the dark side of the internet again.
All the novelty will just wear off.
Yeah, as long as he stays relevant across time and he builds like a solid, dedicated fan base, he could branch out into whatever game he wants later down the line.
Yeah, definitely. No, I was just like generally interested if just chat about because I like going from my initial response to thinking like to changing my mind how actually it's kind of cool. Like that's cool. He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
As long as he's happy and healthy and safe. Joe, got any thoughts? You wish your parents let you do that when you were 8? No. No, that's kind of it, really. I wanted to bring that topic to the table, and I have done so.
Joe's perfectly happy with his occupation of educating me.
Little old Connor.
That's all I need.
He's doing so well.
Right, well, I think we could wrap this up. We've been going for a long time.
I think we can. Yeah, it's nearly 11 p.m.
Yeah,
before we go, I will shout out 2 games that have come out on Steam. First one's Outriders. I'm not sure if it's out yet. I think it might be.
It's a
demo out for sure.
Yeah, that looks very
really
promising. And also a game called Everhood. It's another one of those Sean indie games, like Oxenfree, but
yes.
It kind of takes a lot of inspiration from Undertale. Like, it's kind of got the same humor, but it's not super derivative. But all of the main focus of the game is boss battles, kind of like Fury, if you know that game. And all of the battles are like rhythm games. Like, it's like a rhythm thing. Like the first tutorial enemy, it's like a little frog with a straw in his mouth, and he's playing a guitar, and you have to like avoid him and stuff. And then you go into a nightclub and you fight the bouncer, and like the music's playing in the background from the nightclub and stuff, and you have to like get past them. It's cool.
Have you played Crypto the Necrodancer?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. That's cool.
I'm really happy OBS hasn't fucked up this entire time. I've got 2 clips. I can just drag them together. This is going to be great.
But I have a game shout out actually.
Okay.
I didn't think about that until Sean said his thing. It's a game called Kiwi. It's it's Kiwis running a post office. It's spelt like key as in like keyboard, and then we as in us. And it's like Kiwis running a post office. I pre-ordered it on Switch physically because I'm so fucking hyped about it. Watch a trailer. It's adorable.
It's like it's like Overcooked.
Yeah, it looks so good. Like my heart was warmed by the Kiwis, and that is all. Thank you for listening.
All right, well, if that's everything, then thank you guys for joining me once again, and thank you everyone for watching. Join us next time where I can't predict the future.
There'll be education.
There'll be education. There'll be more monkey news. Hopefully, some more Steam releases.
Yeah, Peter Molyneux will have his name shat on.
Yeah, let's do an expose on Peter Molyneux next week, shall we?
No, we haven't shat on him this week. Go on, Connor, quickly.
Fable 2 was the best game. Fable 3 was terrible. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, Fable 3 bad. Peter Molyneux hack. Gorgeous.
There you go. There's a title for you.
Connor's gonna get cancelled.
Is that the clickbait that we're doing for this video?
Peter Molyneux said what?
Yeah. The thumbnail has to. You have to have Pete Molyneux in the thumbnail now because you talked about him for 3 seconds at the end.
Awesome.
I put Henry
Beautiful.
Cavill in the thumbnail of the last episode.
Alas.
He's a beautiful, beautiful man.
It certainly is. Right. Anyways,
Right.
thank you very much for watching. We'll see you all next week.
You.
Bye bye.